Hello everybody, how we doing? I hope all your days are quite nice. Hope you had a great 4th of July. Irrational Logic here with another audio blog, and I hope you're enjoying the beautiful Huntington Beach that is the backdrop to the wonderful tale I'm about to tell. I think this would be either Volume 5 or 6 of Another Great Day in Serving. Started with these with just blogs, just writing. People seem to like them. I mean, who doesn't want to hear stories about how horrible some people are? Anyway, alright, let's get started. So, this was a regular good old lunch shift, and it was actually a somewhat busy lunch. The host was not at the host stand, so I went to seat a party of 5. A mom, a dad, and 3 kids, one that required a high chair. Grabbed the high chair, grabbed the menus, and went to walk by, or pass by, the family so that I could bring them into the dining room. And the 2 youngest kids just stared at me, and I was like, okay. And I said, watch out there, guys, I gotta bring you to your table. And the youngest one moved over, but the second youngest one just turned into one of those things that you go by in a car wash. He put his arms out, and I just had to walk past, and he just essentially caressed my knee, and it was really weird, but the parents seemed like they didn't care, so I didn't care. Brought them to their table, sat them down, went over to the other server that was working with me and told him that I sat him, and he told me that he was done. He had to leave early, even though we were very busy. And I said, okay, he had to go do something stupid that I don't care about, and believe me, if I went into more detail, you'd understand how stupid it sounded. Essentially, he just wanted to leave early. Because he didn't want to have to hit traffic on his drive home. That's essentially what he said. Anyway, but he said he'd help me out, and he went and got the table drinks and took their order for me because, like I said, we were busy, and then he ran out of the building. And first off, the youngest that was in the high chair that was so you got a regular sized booth, you got 4 people in it, and then the high chair protruding out into the hallway, or whatever you want to call it, the walkway. And this kid is just spitting. Like, the kid in the high chair is just shaking his head back and forth like he's one of those sprinklers that waters your lawn, or somebody possessed by the devil. And he's just spitting like full tongue out, just really just coating. I mean, I assume his whole family. I don't understand why they were okay with this. And the mom kept saying, oh, you stop it, Joshua, or whatever, I don't know what his name was, but even if I did, I wouldn't say it, out loud. But, so that was that. I did not want to go near that table, just for the mere fact that he was doing that. But it did come time to drop the food off, so I dropped the food off, and I was like, okay, here we go. Dropped the food off, and the second youngest that was in the booth across from the mom just kept trying to grab my hand, everything I did. When I dropped a drink refill off earlier, he tried to grab my hand. This is the same one that caressed my knee-thigh area, which creeped me out to begin with. But this kid just kept, grabbing my hand, palming my hand, shaking it, and I mean, a little bit of Coke or Dr. Pepper, I think the dad ordered, is going all over the table. Now I'm dropping off hot food, and he's doing the same thing. Again, both times, parents not saying anything. And it's just like, wow, really? Are you kidding me with this? If I drop a hot bowl of pasta on your kid's head, it's not going to end well. This is not going to be a good day. It already wasn't for me, but it's really not going to be for you. But they didn't seem to care. Same thing. Mom, every now and again, would just call the kid's name and say, oh, you stop it. With that much authority, literally how I sound. You stop it. Oh, stop. Oh, you stop it, Josh. Oh, you stop it, Carissa. I don't know, whatever. And I still had a lot of other tables, so I dropped off the food. I went back to get something. My next pass by the table, before I even did, my little 2-bite check back, make sure everything's fine, I walk by, and the mom calls me over, and the daughter is standing outside of the booth now, and the dad does not look happy. And she looks at me and says, oh, she peed herself. And I was like, excuse me, what'd you say? I'm sorry? I couldn't have heard that correctly. And she goes, oh, I'm sorry, she had an accident. She peed herself. And there's this girl in, like, she's probably like 13 or 14. Like, I swear she was way too old to have just peed herself. She's standing there in white shorts with pee, essentially, still coming down off of her leg and getting in her socks and shoes, and most importantly, I could see that it was puddling up on the floor, which was lovely. And I just said, I will send somebody right over. I was still busy. I ran out and grabbed my manager and told him that this table has been... the kids were screaming, yelling, I mean, everything like under the sun before this. Aside from this, I'm just giving you the real highlights, like the spitting, the trying to knock everything out of my hand, and the peeing. Don't forget about the peeing. So, yeah, I said, listen, I'm sorry, dude. Sorry, manager. I am busy. Can you go deal with this? I don't know who you want to do whatever. And he just looked at his face, said it all. I don't think he could believe it, that somebody just peed on the floor, and I'm assuming the booth, like I said, based on the way the dad looked. He did not, the expression on his face, he did not look happy or comfortable. So my manager, thankfully, he took one for the team because I was really busy and did not want to clean up pee. I'm sure he didn't either, but he did. He brought over, he put on some gloves. If he had a hazmat suit, I'm sure he would have put that on too. He finished cleaning that up. I managed to catch up with him probably 5 minutes later, and he said that the mom said that the little girl was cold, so that was the way she was trying to warm herself up. Just going to give you a moment with that. That's literally what was said to me. And, yeah. The remainder of the meal, I stayed as far away as I could because the stupid little kid kept spitting, and I did not want to get coated and mist that came from some disgusting little kid's mouth. That, I mean, if the daughter's just peeing everywhere, I'm assuming hygiene is not very important. They needed to-go boxes. I got them to-go boxes. Again, the stupid little kid tried to grab my hand and tried to grab the to-go box, and I don't know. I got out of there as fast as I could, dropped the check, and thankfully they didn't need change or anything. The tip actually wasn't terrible, not good considering we had to clean up pee, but not terrible, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, and they left, and well, I just kind of said, wow. And yeah, that was the table of that day. I will definitely keep doing this because I have millions of stories that I still probably haven't told, because when you deal with people on a regular basis like this, you get stories like this, and it seems like people like to hear stories like this, and I am happy to entertain you and vent myself based on things that I have seen, experienced, I guess. So this is Irrational Logic, and this was another great day in serving, and I hope you have a wonderful evening and rest of the day and night, and if you're living out here in California, hopefully we have no more earthquakes, because that was 2 in 2 days. Okay, I will talk to you all later. Have a great night. Goodbye.